do what I do, because I don't give a fuck. One or two people side with it, and them the one or two people that's rolling with me. I'm not looking at the majority. I told y'all from day one, the majority's not gonna side with you. I'm only gonna get subscribers here and there, and that's cool. I'd rather have 50 killers than 1,000 soldiers. Yeah. So they always gonna be mad. Welcome.
Listen,
Welcome.
that's just how it is. You have to check this out. Because we're warning guys about the bad woman, which now has pretty much leveraged most of the world. So the type of woman that is good is pretty much slim. We're not teaching hate. We're teaching understanding.
Relationships with old baggage and penalizing the new person for what the old person did. You just limit yourself from meeting a new person. You know what I mean? You drag old incidents right on into a new situation.
In the other communities, because they attack us, they attack the poor. That's part of their plan, to get the poor people that got money to spend. That shit don't even sound right.
Well, it's always an experiment.
That got money to spend. Like, so y'all gonna play on our intelligence. If you calling us poor, then obviously we shouldn't have money to spend. But this is how they look at us and they program us. And people
Well, psychological warfare has always been the silent. I call it silent wars of psychological warfare, because
I'm gonna be safe, bro. I'm just chilling. I'm gonna add you right now.
Keep your ass in the house, bro. All right, man.
Oh, I am.
Much love, man. Much love, man.
All right, brother. Peace.
Yeah.
You already know what it is, class. We got the music musician in the class tonight. We got the music teacher in the house, guys. Those of you know that I only intake truthful information. Like, I only intake quality information. You know what I mean? So some of you guys might know him. He haven't been on the channel. He haven't been to the school. He haven't paid a visit to the school since the early days when we were starting up, guys. But for those of you that don't know, I have today in school, I have the honorable musician, teacher, Big Twin from the Meth Lab, guys.
You already know. Big Twin. We in the
Big
bread
Twin.
show.
Let him give him a little bit of history about, give him a little background about yourself, you know what I mean? Because they know you. They just don't know they know you, you know?
Right.
They know you though.
That's a fact.
They don't know they know you.
Right.
And it's like that a lot.
I give a little history about myself. All right. I'm from the Bronx, right? I'm from 178th, East Tremont area, West Fetty, West Farms, Lambert. I'm from that area, all right? Born and raised. I lived in other places, though. I done lived in Schenectady, upstate for a little while. I done lived in Brooklyn, East New York, Milford, between Milford and Sutter. I lived over there for a little while. I lived in Harlem for about 4 years, 130th between St. Nick Terrace and Convent the Hill. Y'all know the Hill, Skrilla Hill. I lived over there. So, you know, I even did Florida for a couple of years, you know, but I'm originally from the Bronx. You know, my block is 178, you know, you could probably like drive by Tremont Ave and all that. You might see me, you know what I'm saying? You might see me, my brother, my peoples, you know, we always out there, you know, that's our block. You know what I mean? We've been out there since the 80s, all that, you know what I'm saying? This YouTube thing, I like doing this. I'm having fun, you know what I'm saying? I'm meeting a lot of people. I'm connecting with a lot of, you know, people. I'm having fun right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm having fun. What I do is the hip hop blogs. I do some interviews. I do a few hip hop interviews, you know, then I also do the blogs. So my channel is basically based on hip hop. You know what I'm saying? It's based on hip hop and a little bit of the streets and all that. You know, I stick to what I know. Y'all should do the same.
Absolutely, guys. And you see what he said? You know what we do over here, guys. Over here, we handle female and male nature. We handle delusional living, and we try to get you guys into luxury living. All right. So when I had this topic come across my desk, I had to go to somebody that is very, very informative in the music business and in the music industry Big Twin ain't tell y'all. He left out a big secret, but that's the alpha in him. He don't like dropping names. But for those of you that don't know, the person that put Joe Buttons on is Big Twin family, like real
Skane
family,
Dollar.
like right.
Skane Dollar. Which
Scam Dollar,
Skane
guys.
was a A&R for Def Jam. He actually also co-owned the label that y'all probably familiar with, Desert Storm. All right. And he was manager. He was the manager for DJ Clue, manager for Joe Buttons. He's actually the one that brung Fabulous also. He brung Fabulous up to Hot 97 when Fabulous did that freestyle with Nori. The rest is history. Y'all know who Fabulous is, right? Y'all know who Joe Button is, you know?
Right. So
that's
this is
Skane
why
Dollar.
I tell
You could, and real quick, Bread, not to cut you off, if y'all want to look deeper into who that brother is, you could go to Flip the Script, Queen's Flip channel. He's on episode 174. So that's episode 174 on Queen's Flip.
Queen's Flip, guys. You heard that. And so today, guys, what we want to touch on, we want to understand the hell of a son energy and what qualifies a person to be a hell of a son. And I find nobody better than one of the greatest rappers to ever do it. You know what I mean? That's going to always be up for debate. You know what I mean? Guys, keep in mind, this is a red pill channel, so leave your feelings at the door. All right? We don't cater to feelings, like, you know what I mean?
Nope.
If the truth, if your feelings is bothered by the truth, and that makes you not want to listen to the facts and the truth and the facts and the truth, then you have a problem and you need to get to some therapy. We all can like who we want to like. That's not what we're doing here. That's not what we're doing here today, right? Because we all like Biggie. I love Biggie. You know what I mean? I love Biggie Smalls, the musician. You know what I mean? He's not my favorite rapper, though. By the way, what would you rank Biggie all time on your all-time top 5? What is Biggie? What is Biggie ranked in your all-time top 5?
9. A 9. Oh, you mean on a scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah, no, from 1 to 5. And yet, if I had to tell you, you got your top 5 rappers, where would Biggie rank in your top 5? Or is he even in your 5? Is he in your top 5?
He's not in my top 5.
Okay, that's respectable and that's understandable.
But he's in my top 10.
All right, where would he be at?
In my top 10, I would make him number 6.
All right, cool. And to answer that question myself, Biggie would be around 4, 5, 6. He'd be in that 4, 5, 6 range myself.
That range. Okay.
Me personally, you first. Who's your greatest of all time? Hands down.
Nas.
All right, that's respectable. This is gonna freak a lot of people out because I never really answered this question. Definitely not on air, and I'm not no fan. And this is why I tell you guys, I'm really red pill. But the greatest rapper to me, in my opinion, is Tupac. And I'm so far removed from a fan of Tupac, guys. My little brother, he can vouch for me. He loves Pac.
Pac is in my top 5.
Definitely. Pac is number 1 on my list. And then, I mean, we're going to end up going, you know what, I might do a couple of these and bring you back, Twin. If you're not busy, we'll just go over everybody. We'll do Kanye, we'll do Jay, we'll do Nas. We'll go over and because
we're going to take them out the
know
matrix.
A lot of stories. You know what I mean? A
you
lot
already
of people
know.
don't know some stories. And that's a good segue into today's thumbnail and today's topic, guys. One of the reasons why this topic came up is because last night we was talking and I got a story to tell came on. And one of the guys in the crew, they never saw the video made. You know what I mean? They never saw that video. You know how they was making a bunch of big videos where they use like a stelloet, they use like a carbon copy of Big, and they're catching from the back and shit. So he never saw that. He never saw that video. So we started talking about the video, and I actually played it for him, and he started saying, "Yo, Big is wild beta. He wild beta." So I said, you know what? This might be a good topic because then everybody's chimed in and was like, "Wait, hold on. Nah, he alpha." No, then and it was some good points. It was some good arguments. So I want I had to go to the source. Like I tell you guys, you gotta go to the source for your information. Not everything you hearing is gonna be right. People, it's an algorithm world. So if the algorithms is janking, it's whatever to get the algorithms janking that's gonna go down. And not not necessarily is everything that gonna get the algorithms janking real news. It's a lot of fake news are going on out there, guys. And it's a lot of it's a lot of big guys with the platforms stealing what they think is information from the smaller fish, but they don't give the smaller guys a chance to finish the whole story or get the concept across. So they actually steal a concept and then push it in front of the audience, and it be halfway. It be half-ass.
It be half-ass.
You know what I mean? So
factual.
Twin, I already know you are behind the scenes, dude. Let me hear the story, man, because as far as I know, only thing I know about this story, the rumor was back in the days that he smashed John Stark's girl. Now, I don't know if that was the truth, but that was floating around in the hood.
That's not it. That wasn't it. I'm going to break it down. All right. I'm going to present it this way for y'all. Okay. Like Biggie made an album called Life After Death. For anybody that's been living under a rock for the past 24 years, Biggie made an album called Life After Death. Number 12 on that album, the name of the song is called I Got a Story to Tell. All right. Now, a lot of people, they love that song. I mean, that song is one of the illest. It's hip hop museum fabric. You understand what I'm saying? But what a lot of people didn't know is that song was true. The story was actually true. All right. Now, let me break it down for y'all. I want to say this first. Okay. The New York Knicks player that he was talking about in that song was Anthony Mason. All right. So right now we're going to say rest in peace to Anthony Mason. You know, he had heart problems. Rest in peace to Anthony Mason. And shout out to his family. But I'm going to tell this story, though. All right.
I appreciate you, man.
That's a fact. Now, Anthony Mason, he didn't live too far from Biggie, right? In Jersey. All right. Now, there was a chick, a Dominican chick that Anthony Mason was messing with. Okay. Her name is Luz Whitney. Luz, that's L-U-Z Whitney. Luz Whitney. All right. Now, this chick, Luz Whitney, she showed up in a few movies. She was in one of Spike Lee movies called Bamboozled. You know, that chick, she was in there. She was in Bamboozled, and she also showed up in a few rap videos as like an extra in a few rap videos, right? So, you know, that story to tell, that story wasn't Biggie, okay? The whole entire song wasn't about Biggie, all right? That was Biggie's man. That story was the story of Biggie's man, not Biggie. But Biggie also smashed Luz Whitney, okay? But that I Got a Story to Tell story was about Biggie's man who ended up in that situation, right? Now, Biggie's man, he did get caught in the crib because Anthony Mason was so-called out of town, right? He was so-called supposed to be out of town, but he popped up to his house. Now, the chick, Luz Whitney, that wasn't her house. That was Anthony Mason's house.
Wow.
That she was in. So he popped up. So they treated that whole situation as it was a robbery. Like the dude was actually robbing the crib. That's how they handled that whole situation. I guess Anthony Mason didn't want to be in the tabloids, being embarrassed in the tabloids.
Right.
So you understand what I'm saying?
Bad
so they
publicity. Bad publicity. It was okay.
Yep. So they called it in as a robbery. You understand? But that was Biggie's man. That whole story was about Biggie's man. But Biggie later on did smash the lady Luz Whitney. All right.
Oh, wow.
Now, right. Fact. Now, this same woman, Luz Whitney, right? Later on, she ended up messing with Mike Tyson. She was in a real relationship with Mike Tyson. Now, her and Mike Tyson broke up. You want to know why her and Mike Tyson broke up?
Because
Mike Tyson used to keep a pigeon coop. Mike Tyson used to keep a bunch of pigeons. All right.
Right.
So what she did, the tabloids tell you that they broke up because of adultery. It wasn't adultery. What she did was take one of Mike Tyson's pigeons. She filleted the pigeon, seasoned it up, cooked the pigeon, and ate it. Okay.
Wow.
Mike Tyson didn't like that. it didn't sit right with him. He didn't like that. He has love for pigeons.
Right.
He got rid of her.
He loved them.
That was it for her. That was just the end of her story. That was it for her. That was all she wrote. He got rid of her. That's the true reason why Mike Tyson got rid of her. All right.
Wow. Now
this is what I'm gonna say now is just my opinion. Mike Tyson probably already heard about her too. She was one of them industry whores, you know what I'm saying? Them industry groupies and all that.
Like the new one Renner running around here, like the Renner girl running around here.
Exactly. And a lot of these, that's a fact. And a lot of these industry groupies, a lot of them, they get lucky because they are around the right people. They talking to the right people. They ending up in situations with the right people. So they do get a little part. They might get a couple parts in a video, maybe a movie or two. It's not gonna last though. You know what I'm saying? Brad, you know what I'm talking about. That's not gonna last. Because people use you, right? People like them, those groupies, people use them just for what they need them for.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Ask Jada Pinkett how it's working out for her.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But that was the true story of the Big, of the Big I Got a Story to Tell. So that story wasn't about Big, it was about his man. But Big also smacked Loves Whitney.
All right. And I hope my boy Sean D, I hope you watching tonight. I hope you watching this afternoon, because that was one of your biggest arguments. Oh, he messing with other guys' girls. So there you have it. Big never, he didn't outright, he wasn't the one in somebody else's crib, because that would be beta, guys. You guys got to understand.
Now remember, one thing we have to remember is when that story first hit the surface, everybody thought that it was John Starks. Around the time when the album came out, everybody thought it was John Starks. It wasn't John Starks.
It was related to, John Starks had the little psyche issues and he was missing them shots, and everybody was saying that's because Biggie was boning his girl, and that. So they connected it like that.
It wasn't John Starks. It was his man. It was Anthony Mason.
Wow.
You know, Anthony Mason was a little bit wild. He'll smack a nigga's head off like in a second. You know what I mean?
Wow.
He was a little bit wild. You know what I mean? So, you know, but we dealing with the, the politics of the tabloids. You know, these dudes that's in the limelight always got to keep that in their mind. You know, how to move through the media. You know,
that's a fact.
That's the true story right there. You heard it from Big Twin.
That's exclusive, guys. Y'all heard it, exclusive. And guys, this is all that go on in the meth lab. So if y'all want some exclusivity that's not gonna be cake, you know what I mean, that ABC information, just going over there to the meth lab with a D, guys. DA, the meth lab, guys. For real. This is where I go. That's where I go, guys. When I want to get a break from female nature and whack shorties and sensitive dudes, I go on over to the meth lab. All right. But let's tie this in right quick. So now we got Biggie. He was a single, you know what I mean? He had his moms. His dad, and he didn't have a dad in his life. His moms raised him up. You know what I mean? Biggie, a lot of people don't know that Biggie was really picked on as a child. Like, I mean, you can imagine it, but a lot of people don't remember that far back. Because it's like Biggie hit 9-3 and it was like, whew. But, I mean, like I said, I always was one to I listened to the artists, but I also studied these artists. Like the Jays and the Dame Dashes. Like a lot of people really focused on Jay. I was studying Dame Dash. You know what I mean? So I studied these artists, and Big, he used to be, you know what I mean? He was always big, dark skin, black, you know what I mean? So he always was getting picked on, you know what I mean? And a lot of people don't know that Big, he loved the shit out of salt, from salt and pepper. He loved salt. And that's gonna come back into play when we get to why, in my opinion, I think Biggie was a hell of a son. You know what I mean? And guys, I know Biggie stepkids, y'all fans, don't go getting all antsy in the comment sections. Don't go getting crazy on the comment sections on me now. You know what I mean? Shout out to King God for the $8 super chat. That's much love, my guy. And let me go see what let me see. I ain't missing people. KM was thinking, if Biggie was a skinny dude, would he still carry same swag? That's a great question, but I think so. I think you gotta understand, right? God give us all special privileges and special talents, and he give us all uniqueness. And one thing about Big that separated him from everybody else was Big had natural charisma.
Natural.
And charisma is not a look. This is something that's not a look. Charisma is not. He had natural charisma. You know what I mean? So now, this is what make him a hell of a son. Because it's a lot of hell of a sons out here that have that natural charisma. But when you don't convert your mindset, guys, when you stay on that scent.
But Brett, what happens is they say that Biggie had like a complex problem. They said he was a little bit mad at his look, at the way, you know, he didn't really like the way he looked.
Yes. You got to remember, a lot of us, and this goes on in our community, a lot of dark-skinned guys, really the same effect that the dark-skinned girls have, the same effect went down with the dark-skinned guys. They didn't make cute dark-skinned toys for us, my G. All the dark-skinned toys was ugly. So we all got programmed, and this is where the brainwash from government zaddy come in. So this is why majority of 80% of our brothers, when you show them a white piece of paper and you show them a black piece of paper, they think that the white piece of paper is more valued than the black. And that's just the complex where you think white is better than black. Like you shamed of black. That stigma stayed with Big when he got the money now. Remember, I tell you guys, being alpha and beta is not a money thing. It's a mindset thing. You know what I mean? Biggie never cleared his mindset. You know what I mean? He never got to that masculine energy. And this happens when you're raised by just moms. When you're just raised by the single moms on the single moms plantation, you know what I mean? As a man, you don't get to exercise your masculinity because that's seen as disrespectful in mom's house. So it's a couple of things that you don't get to, as a young man, absorb. So, you know what I mean, guys? So Biggie took this trauma on. So once he got the money, a secret that a lot of people don't know is Biggie he didn't like black girls. He didn't like to date or deal with black girls. If you follow Biggie's pattern, once he got the money, I mean, I told you who his crush was before he got the money. His crush was Salt from Salt and Pepper.
Salt and Pepper.
Right. You know what I mean? He knew every single song that that group had. He knew all the verses. He knew, like, he really, really liked this girl. You know what I mean? When he got the money, we all know Little Kim, that was a nice little 71% light-skinned joint form. You know what I mean? When he saw Faith, guys, this is why a lot of you guys be like, why the hell he didn't just stay with Little Kim and Faith? Kim looked better than Faith. It wasn't about Kim looking better than Faith. Faith looked like Salt, guys. And remember, this is why I like, go do the research, guys. Do your own research. I can take you to the water, but I can't dip your head in it. You know what I mean? I'm going to bring you to the water, and you go do the research. We done gave you names. We gave you names. We gave you, go do the research. He loved Salt. When he saw Faith, and Faith had that little feminism haircut that Salt was rocking with, you know, the little blonde shortcut, the little blonde short, little flat fade, flat top type that the
shag, you know.
Yeah. When he saw Faith looking like Pepper, he married her real quick. Now, because you know they got married mad fast. And Faith was with it because Faith trying to get a deal. She's trying to get it. So it's like, and that's the beta. Like, that's hell of a son. Because, guys, hell of a son is a blue pill man. It's a blue pill man. So it don't matter what you have. It don't matter your resources. It don't matter your swag, your charisma. It don't matter your look. It don't matter. If you blue pill, if you walking around thinking it's a fairy tale land and you're not protecting your source, then you just meet for the females. Because everybody will look at him and be like, he had all the girls. Did he have all the girls, or did the girls have him? You get what I'm saying? Because now it's you could be used or you can use. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And with that stigma, Biggie said it best. And this was the poison that kept him in hell of a son stage. I'm black and ugly as ever. However, I stay Coogee down to the socks. You don't put your value. You don't put your value in material. You get your confidence up. You get your confidence up, right? And that lack of confidence came back to bite him in the ass because hell of a sons have one problem. And you know what that problem is? They run from confrontation. And that showed when Tupac got at him. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not one to promote violence or all this and that. But when a guy allegedly come to you, tell you he wants smoke with you, how about we play and pretend that we got smoke? And you tell him no. And then the man starts smoke. I'm not the toughest person in the world, but it's time to clip up and it's time to go, especially when I'm in this genre. I'm in the genre. Then another problem that I have with Biggie, being a hell of a son, Biggie, and mind you, Biggie was still young when he died. So who's to know that if he wouldn't have alphaed up later on in life? Because possibly he would have, and possibly that's probably what led to his death. Because them beta male forces around him probably felt him turn into his energy. You know what I mean? And we know that it was beta male forces around him. See, they couldn't trap Mace. Mace, he snapped out of it, and he got in line with his purpose. Yep. And Mace alphaed up. He got away from them demons, and he alphaed up. But now Big, we don't know. Who's to know if that's what he wanted to do? So we're talking about from his birth to his death. He was still a young man, like most of the young men that's out here running around in the streets now, being a hell of a son, many versions of their mother. You know what I mean? So I'm not penalizing him on that because who's to know if he wouldn't have alphaed up like Jay-Z. You know what I mean? Like that's why I said we're gonna do a lot of these because you know what I mean?
Right.
I could really break down the nature, and I guess my audience, y'all can get a lot out of me breaking down people that y'all possibly worshipped or idoled or looked up to and thought because the mainstream media tells you, oh, this person is the alpha because the alpha is, but these guys be fighting demons. Most rappers be fighting demons at the end of the day.
They all do. Yeah. Biggie had a long way to go because even after he got the girl of his dreams, right, which was Faith, he was still wilding after that. So, you know, he had maybe at least 20 years of being a dude that wasn't really getting that
hell of a son
attention from girls and this and that. Biggie needed at least 10, 12 years to wild out, you know, with chicks before he could settle down. You know, he wasn't ready yet. You know, he was too young to know what he really wants. You know what I'm saying? He had to succumb to all that old school getting laughed at by girls. He had to get over that phase first before he's actually ready to settle down with somebody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right. And it just showed in his actions. It showed because you got the light-skinned girl of your dreams. She looked exactly like Salt, but then you go mess with Charlie Baltimore, who is also another light-skinned. So you know what I mean? It's like Biggie, he just had a thing for light-skinned women, and that was the death for him, if you ask me. And another important thing I must touch on with the whole Big story is Big had beef with Tupac. We all know that. That was clear.
Right.
But like hell of a sons who won't beef with the dude across the street in the other projects, right? What the hell of a sons would do? Hell of a sons are beef with their friends and beef with their family members and beef with the people right there in their building, rather than to go take all that aggression and hate and anger out on the other. Because my first song that I ever heard from Biggie Smalls was The What. That was the first song I ever heard. I remember my boy Felix, shout out to Felix. He came pick me up from school and he had the joint playing in his car, and it was, I used to get I mean, it was him and Method Man. I'll never forget that. It had to be 9-3, 9-4. And I'm like, who this? He like, this Biggie. And then he started telling me that then he played, it was Biggie, and he had Raekwon and Ghost.
Right.
Right. He had
Dude, that was the same time period, the same era.
Yeah, because Nas got caught in the middle of some beef between Raekwon,
absolutely,
Ghost, and Biggie. You know what I mean? At the time, guys, Nas had dropped one verse on the Raekwon album. Big started telling everybody that Nas killed that whole. Nas had the best verse on the CD. True though, these are true facts. Biggie was not lying when he said that. That verse that Nas spit on the what the
verbal
fuck
intercourse.
Was that? Yeah, yeah.
Verbal intercourse.
Yes, yes. It was ugly, nasty. So then all of a sudden you start hearing Raekwon and then I was a big OGC boot camp clip fan. So
absolutely.
Helter Skelter, Buckshot,
Sarang and all of them. Sarang and all of them. They all started coming that big. Facts.
So I'm watching I remember watching VH1, the music boxes. We ain't have the internet back then. We had everything on our TV.
It was no such thing yet. It didn't come up yet. No internet yet.
I'm watching OGC and they playing The Storm, and then I see them trot out a dude that looked like Biggie, and they kicking them in the butt. And then I see Raekwon and Ghost in the video like a cameo, and they kicking and they throwing shit at the dude that look like Biggie. Next thing you know, they push him off the stage, clown them.
And you know what the crazy thing is? I never heard nobody give the exact breakdown of why Duck Down had beef with Bad Boy. I never knew that. Did you ever know why?
They had beef because they was hating. Let me tell you, Ghostface,
Brooklyn,
Raekwon, they were all big hate. Not so much Ghostface. Let me switch that. I don't want to throw that on nobody because he run with him. Ghostface was always that's my man. So that's my man. But Raekwon was the biggest. He had that Staten Island energy. Like he had the Staten Island energy for real. And you got to remember the beef started because Bad Boy was changing the game. Before Bad Boy touched down, before Biggie and Puff, everybody, the rappers had hair. They had their one hair braided, one hair out. Remember, Wu-Tang was it. Before Bad Boy and Biggie, Wu-Tang was everything. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So Raekwon and Ghost just couldn't. They couldn't hand that over. They didn't want to hand it over, and then to hand it over to somebody in a Coogee, somebody in some shoes and some slacks and with a
even the Roots. Remember the Roots from Philly? Even they was hating.
Everybody was hating.
Everybody
was like a whole hating thing. But then what made it funny is just like how the whole 50 Ja Rule shit went down. That's why I say life is just a pattern, guys. It just happens. Just the same way 50 said, oh, he's singing, knocked him out the box, and then he went and sung. It's the same thing Raekwon and Ghost ended up doing. Because 2 weeks later, these dudes start rocking Clark Wallabies, and you start seeing them with the big doofy chains, and they got champagne. Their album cover got 2 champagne glasses with the you know what I mean? So they actually started to take that rep because that's where the industry was turning. The industry was turning to that. So
into that player mode.
Right.
You know, everybody player. You know, the Gators and all that.
Shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The Gators with the minks and all that.
Right.
You know, it went from that Method Man look with your hair all braided, all knotty and all that, with a regular $2 black Scully on, right? To the Gators and the minks and all that. That's what the industry kind of moved towards. But at the end of the day, though, I think Biggie never really got over his little gripe with the Nas beat. You know what I'm saying? Because even on Life After Death, he made the song Kick in the Door, kick in the door, wave in the 4-4. He made that, that whole song was about Nas. This goes out to anybody who used disrespectful views on the King of NY. Like that whole song was about Nas, the whole entire song, So Biggie never really got over that, he never really got over that Nas beef and all that, because all these dudes was trying to claim the King of NY.
Not bad.
You know what I'm saying? Yo. Biggie was trying to claim the King of NY. Raekwon was trying to claim the King of NY. Nas was, was getting nominated the King of NY. Everybody was on that King of NY. Then here come Jay-Z when, out of nowhere where he want to be the King of New York. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, all these dudes was like fighting for that belt. But at the end of the day, all these dudes had their own lanes. We respected all of these dudes. None of y'all have to say y'all the King of New York. We respect all y'all. All y'all had good music. Y'all all made good albums. You know what I'm saying? It's an illusion. Y'all fighting for an illusion. Y'all already got the people. Y'all got love for the people already. We with y'all. We was with y'all already. You know what I'm saying? It's an illusion and all that. Everybody want to be number one. But sometimes you just good in the space that you at already. You know what I'm saying? Be grateful and appreciative for the space that you in already. You know what I'm saying? We had you. We got y'all. You know what I'm saying? We in your corner. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what title or status you want to use, we was in your corner. I had every album of everybody. I done had even every mixtape with the songs that never made the album. I had all of those, everything. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact, though, yo. And thanks for holding it down while I was gone, man.
For sure.
Yo, guys, I'm live, man. How you not know I'm live, man? We communicate every day, all day, guys. You know what I mean? But anyway, that was truth. It's all truth. Everything truth. This big spill right here, guys. This big spill right here. So it kind of lost my train of thought there, but let's go into the Tupac situation, man. Why you think Big ain't come back on Tupac, man? Other than the fact he had a fear loss and Puff was pop.
Well, from scratch, I believe that whole thing was a chess. Like if you set up a chessboard, you got the pawns, you got the king, you got all the pieces of that whole thing was set up. That whole beef between them two labels, it was all staged. That was all staged. You know what I'm saying? These brothers never really had a valid beef with each other. You understand what I'm saying? That was all staged by the labels. I'm gonna tell you a quick story that they talked about later on in the Vibe magazine. While all of that was going on, Diddy and Suge actually ran into each other in California. You understand what I'm saying? And there was a Vibe magazine publisher standing right there. And the Vibe magazine publisher saw Diddy and Suge talking like they cool with each other. And then after that, they said, all right, yo, they gave each other pounds. We out of here. After that, Diddy came up to the Vibe magazine publisher and told the magazine publisher, don't ever repeat or don't ever write about everything you just saw just a couple seconds ago. Yeah. So these dudes was cool. The whole thing was staged. Yeah. I believe it wasn't until later on in time till it got real.
That's a fact.
It got knocked out of context.
Yeah, and I don't think it was ever real between them. I think it just became the entourages. The entourages put they tried to be the superhero. You always gonna get that one to get the $1 million, the bounty, and that's what made it.
Look at Jay-Z, right? When Jay-Z put on Prodigy from Mobb Deep, remember he put him on a Summer Jam stage with the ballerina outfit on.
Right.
Yo, all of that happened. They was going at it song for song on the mixtapes and everything. You know what happened when these dudes seen each other? When they seen each other in the Def Jam office, Prodigy seen Jay-Z, Jay-Z seen him. They looked at each other and started laughing. You understand what I'm saying? So everything ain't what it seems. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that just be for controversy. You know what I'm saying? Right. Just like on YouTube, a lot of people be like doing the clickbait stuff and all that on YouTube. It's the same thing in the rap industry. They do this to bring the people in so the people could buy the albums, for press. They say all press is good press, whether it's bad press or good press. It's all good press.
That's
you
a
understand
fact.
what I'm saying?
That's what
it's all
say.
a game.
That's
everything.
They say.
Even Zaddy in the government with Zaddy, all of it. All of this is a game. It's all set up like a chessboard. It's staged. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing is staged.
Those of you that missed the video we did yesterday on Travis Scott, and we also had that interview that Crazy Bone did that he had with the labels. Y'all need to go back and watch that, man. He spilled some real detail in that interview that he had. So definitely
send me the link later on to that. Send me the link to that later on.
Definitely, I'll definitely send you that. But Crazy Bone went in. He went in. And to piggyback off that, I heard that story from Dame Dash on one of Dame Dash shows, but he didn't go into detail, but Dame Dash was there because Dame Dash left. He's one of the, like last night, Crazy Bone told us somebody that had left. That's the person that left. And Dame Dash tells the story from the person that left. So Dame Dash wasn't even with it. Like he got out of there. Boom. You know what I mean? But
so they both telling stories at two different times, but it's one is about this person, but you ain't know it was about him, and then the other dude is telling a story about that one, but you don't know it's him.
Right.
But it's about Dame Dash and Lazy Bone.
Yeah, because they was invited to the same meeting. The meeting that they had a meeting that was about the labels investing in private prisons. So now the labels needed the rappers, the artists, to crank up the style of music. That's why all of the hip hop and the KRS Ones, remember when they just fell off the map and they couldn't get no deals because they had messages in their music and the industry ain't want that. So that's when you had all the Queen Latifahs and the KRS Ones, they just all subsided for the Bone Thugs, for the crazy shit.
Right.
And he says it. Bone Crazy, he says it out of his mouth. He got a book coming out. So, you know what I mean? And
definitely. I'm definitely going to support that. I'm definitely supporting that.
It was
because those are two brothers and all that experienced a lot. The Bone Thugs and Harmony dudes, they experienced a lot of different changes in the industry. And Dame Dash, come on, man. Yo, they'll probably kill him if he tried to write a book. You know, he probably could air it out so much because he's going to tell you about the business aspect of the whole thing, how they playing with the numbers, how they playing with the money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what he did. And you could tell, even when I seen you the link and you watch the interview, you could tell he's reading from his book that's already proofread so that he don't spill, so he don't get himself killed. And mention anybody's name.
And then also legalese. You're talking about litigation and all that too, to protect himself from all of that.
He said he signed the shit, the waiver that said he can't like go into depth about this shit. So it just was crazy though. But it's definitely a good watch, guys. It's definitely a good watch. So yo, it's been real. It's been real, guys. So let's just recap. In my opinion, guys, I think Biggie was a hell of a son because he didn't get a chance to make that mindset shift. You know what I mean? He was around a bunch of beta males. Puffy is a wicked man, yo. He a wicked man. So
wicked.
I don't know if Big was trying to get away, or if I don't know if Big just was all in with him. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and it looked like Big was all in with him. You know what I mean? We got everything that Big was, everybody that Big was a part. Like you got the Mr. C incident. You got, you know what I mean? Big, his lyrics was controversy to me too. Big was always talking about touching a little boy. Or he was always talking about some old fruitness. He was always talking about throw him over the bridge and this and that. So I don't know what went on in them bad boy offices, but yes, Biggie was a hell of a son. He needed some masculine energy in his life. And if he had some masculine energy in his life, in the beginning of his life, he would have probably still been here because he probably wouldn't have avoided confrontation with Tupac, which would have, once you show things, you got to remember, people going to get crazy with you. They're going to get crazy with the person they feel and ain't going to get as crazy as them. But when they know you're going to get as crazy as them, they treat you different. Exactly. And that's one thing beta males got to understand. Hell of a sons got to understand. You don't got to get all crazy, losing your composure.
One thing too, remember, as Biggie being a grown man, Biggie would have never went out there to LA. He would have refused it. He said, nah, I ain't going out there. You know, me and you, Bread, like we actually really walk the streets. You know how to move when you walking outside, when you out here, you know how to move. Me, I've been outside since I was 7 years old. I'm over 40 right now. You know how to move, all right? Now, Biggie being a grown man would have never went to LA. He would have never went out there.
Never. And you know what it is?
That's not some street shit. Like, you understand what I'm saying? That's not some street shit. Like, that ain't a move that a dude from the streets would have made. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know that Biggie had the battery in his back from the labels. Yeah, Diddy and them.
Diddy and them. And alpha males is leaders. Alpha males, you can't get no alpha male to not lead. You can't, you know what I mean? And honestly, what's sad is he did all that. He did everything Puff asked him to do, and to this day, Puff owed them people some money. So was it worth it? And this is why he's a hell of a son, because hell of a sons trade common sense for the bag. All right? And that they learn that from their parent, their single mama, who does that as well. She have done that all her life. She have traded common sense.
Now, Bread, there's a few people. It's important for me to cut you off right now at this very second, because there's a few people out there that's listening right now or that's going to watch this video who don't know what a hell of a son is. Would you quickly break down what a hell of a son is?
All right. All a hell of a son is a blue pill man that was not raised with a father figure. If you was raised on a single mama household, then 9 times out of 10, 80% of the chance you're gonna have hell of a son traits. All right. That means you might exhibit some alpha traits. You're gonna exhibit your God-given natural ability, but because you don't have the mindset, you're not really gonna be able to use your God-given natural ability because you're not in line with the spirit just yet. Until you become the best version of yourself, you know what I mean? You will not be in line with the spirit. And this is the case in the case of Big, and in the case of most young men, like the athletes, they get the money before they get the mindset. And when you get the money, you never really work on getting to the mindset because now you can just throw money at your problems. And that's where a lot of people end up
creating more problems.
You know what I mean? They end up creating more problems, or they end up gone too early, way too early, gone way too early. And definitely Big was going too early because I was looking forward to him and my guy Jay-Z, him and my guy Jay. You know what I mean? Because, you know, that's my guy right there. Jay is my guy. He is my guy. Crazy. He made the switch. Jay made the switch because Jay was a little beta, but you cannot deny Jay is all of an alpha now, guys. Y'all can't
he's an alpha. He's definitely an alpha now. He's
now. But like we said when in the beginning, we ain't even knocking Big because this Big died way too young. And a lot of us young men, look at this, guys. I didn't alpha up till I was 27, 28. So I was a simp for 28 years. Simping, just simping. And it wasn't until you get the mindset that you really win and you don't get your feelings hurt.
That's a fact.
Right, guys. Yeah, you're right. I like your King God, man. You on it popping, man. Because alpha males do not die from murder. Because honestly, when you are alpha, ye is God, and no weapon formed against you shall prosper. But it's been real, guys. And again, guys, go check out my guy Big Twin at the Meth Lab. You know what I mean? Do you got a schedule of posting? Or you just need them to hit the notification button? You don't got
the notification button. You already know. I try to hit them. I try to hit everybody with a video like every other day.
Right.
Every day or every other day. You know what I'm saying?
And another thing, guys, us guys that don't have real schedules to post, it's because we really in the street, guys. We really outside, like getting real information, not just this internet information, then regurgitating it to you. That's why information be fresh.
Absolutely.
It's from outside. It's from in the freezer. You know what I mean? Not the microwave. But all right, guys.
You already know.